Hey guys, we're in the last section of Unit 2. We're at the end. It's been a long chapter, but we're going to put it all together during this section called Graphing Rational Functions. We have talked about or given an example or practice everything in here so far. So there should not be any new information. We're going to learn to graph rational functions, and we need to do these 5 things when we do graph them. We need to find the y-intercept. To do that, plug in 0 for x, solve for y. We need to find the x-intercept. Plug in 0 for y, solve for the x. We've already been through how to find horizontal asymptotes, vertical asymptotes, and even slant asymptotes. So you should know how to do that. And then we're just going to plug in some additional points for x to get a good picture of how our graph goes. All right, so let's look at an example. If I plug in x equals 0 when I want to find the y-intercept, I get 0 plus 1 over 0. That can't happen because you can't divide by 0. That means there is no y-intercept. If I want the x-intercept, I make y equals 0. When I do that, I cross multiply and I end up with just the denominator always canceling out. So all I've got to do is take my numerator, set that equal to 0, and solve. So my x-intercept would be -1, 0. So for your horizontal intercept, your x-intercept, just look at the numerator, set it equal to 0. Horizontal asymptote, that's where we look at the exponents. In this case, y equals 1. Because this exponent is a 1, this one is a 1, the coefficients are both 1s. 1 divided by 1 is 1. Vertical asymptote, x equals 0, the denominator was x. Set it equal to 0 and solve. Then you want to plug in a point for each chunk of the graph. So drawing your asymptotes, putting in your intercepts, and then finding another point. Okay, the dashed blue lines are my intercepts. Excuse me, my asymptotes. Going too fast here. Here's an intercept. Okay, then I just found a couple of more points and drew in my graph. You, of course, can graph it on Desmos or a graphing calculator. We'll do one more. Go ahead and multiply out this denominator, x minus 4 all squared. We can use that later. All right, y-intercept. If I make x 0, I'm going to get 3 divided by 16. So that's going to be 0 and -3/16. My x-intercept, I'm going to make y 0. When I do that, 0 doesn't equal -3 is what I have left, so there's no x-intercept. Horizontal asymptote, y equals 0. Vertical asymptote, if x equals 4, take the denominator, set it equal to 0. And just find a few more points after plotting all of those. Really should fix this line here. Should get really close to that line, but never cross it. Okay. You guys try this one and pause the video, and then we'll come back and talk about it. All right, here we go. Y-intercept, make x 0. When we do that, that becomes 0, 0, 0. So we got negative 2 over negative 8 reduces to a 1/4. Okay, x-intercept, just look at the numerator, set it equal to 0 and solve, we get 2, 0. So those are going to be our two intercepts that we can plot on our graph right now. Horizontal asymptote, we got 1 as an exponent here, 2 in the other one. We get y equals 0 for the horizontal asymptote. Vertical asymptote, take the denominator, set it equal to 0. It looks like we can factor this. X plus 2, x minus 4. And with these points, it's mainly just matters that the point is above or below the x-axis. Find some of the other points here and plot it. So if you graphed it on your calculator or Desmos, you'd probably get a better looking graph than what I can draw on the smartboard here. If you have any questions with the assignment, give me a call or email me. Call me on Zoom. I'll be there for the next little while. Thanks.